Hello, welcome to the third part of, well, the Subnautica Game Breaks episode. I don't know. The funny part about this is I recorded, like, no microphone audio for the longest time. So what you're getting, well, is just a voiceover that's improv right on the spot. Right here, I'm actually trying to see what the underbelly of the scenery aurora looks like. Which is kind of, if I remember, it kind of blew my mind because there's like a whole under section that was just like sucked into the aurora, and then I tried to find a way to clip under the ground so I could see directly below it. I do manage to later on, once I get it edited in, but yeah, that's all I'm doing for this clip. So let's move on, shall we? As you can see right here, I actually managed to get a bit better view of the underbelly, which just looked kind of like a giant vent thing. I couldn't make much sense of it. Here it is again, zoomed in for all yes. Okay, so I can actually make sense of it now. What we're all looking at right now is actually the other side of the scenery piece of Aurora, because apparently this scenery piece is just the outside is low poly version. Obviously, you can see by the zoom in, but the inside looks to be what we walked in the last episode. That's just what it looks like. The scenery piece is under the main. Yeah, here's just me fucking with a Reaper, just trying to do some yeeting. I yeet the first time, but I think the second time it grabbed. Yeah, there it is. It grabs the thing, and I'm like, no, get off me! And here's that something else. So off recording, I managed to get this sea moth stuck in a wedge, I guess you'd call it. I don't know, mini ravine kind of thing. It's just a giant crack that falls into the nothing, which we've also discovered in the last episode. Stops rendering at one point, and just you fall into pure void. The ghosts even stop following you. And what kind of threw me off here and scared me, because I don't know if I could fix it, is once I actually found out that if something's stuck, it'll actually fix itself and re-teleport, I guess. But when I went in and toppled around a bit, I think this is when I got out and was it this one? I think so. I can't remember. I'm hoping this is. I remember I did record it, so maybe this is it. This isn't gonna be as well edited as my other videos or the other two episodes. Just gonna let you know. I did. In fact, I think. Hello, Harold. I think I did screw around for a bit in the wall side, but if I remember right, either this clip or the next clip, I get the sea moth stuck again. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so it looks like it didn't happen. Well, not happened yet. Maybe I didn't get it on recording. If I didn't, I'd be pissed at myself. But here's me trying to see if, because I managed to climb up to the other end of what was left of what I call the Reaper Island. I'm trying to I'm messing with the junk on top, see if that'll do anything, but it doesn't. I just sit here and try and push this one off and never get to. Here's me being attacked by another Reaper because I was trying to go underneath of the Aurora, but the sodding thing grabbed me out of nowhere, which did scare the hell out of me. I did jump 7 years, and then lost those years of my life. And I was trying to prove to myself there was another fin, which there is, but as you'll see later in this video, that fin isn't like the other one. And you can actually see the other fin, the first one we talked about, right there. It's actually sticking out of the ground, while the other one isn't, which is funny because they're both so low res they're practically not even in the game, but one's actually modeled and detailed somewhat. They're both low res, but they actually put effort into making the entire Aurora model, which is still very weird to me why they wouldn't finish it, polish it up a little, because as you can see, I'm up to it. This is main game. It's low res and is all visible. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here's a back view. You can see one fin is broken half. You can't find that half of the fin. I looked around for a couple hours. Never found it. That startled me. When recording. I don't know why I have to tell when I got scared. You get it. I get scared of the game. I'm in creative and I got scared of the Reapers. But yeah, I'm actually showing that I'm calling it the fixed fin and the broken fin. The broken fin is on the more blown up half of the Aurora, which is also surrounded by Reapers. And what I'm doing here is I made a mobile vehicle bay at the bottom of the water and just floated into it, and it just pushed me up. Now here's me actually walking a prawn suit off the edge of the wall. I forgot this footage wasn't in the last episode, so here it is now. Missed narration, but then again, I am throwing this video last second because I wanted to make this one episode, but it never happened. So here I am falling off the side and discovering that, unlike the PC build, the PS4 build, this chunk replacing stops right there. That's where it stops, never continues. It just cuts off and you fall into void. I think at one point, if I remember right, the ghost leviathans just stopped coming after you. They're coming after me now. I think that's one above me. Or not. There he is. Hello. Yeah, that scared me. But yeah, what I found out is when you get in the prawn, you fall again, but once you leave the prawn, it'll just stop. And it confuses me. I don't know why it stops, and I can kind of guess why the rendering stops, but I don't know why the prawn just stops mid-fall. Don't make sense. Doesn't do it anywhere else in the game, just off the side of the wall. Hell, I even dropped a prawn suit underneath the terrain. I didn't get it on film, because I did it on accident, and it just continuously fell. I never saw it again. Even when I went to go find it, I never found it again. Because I was hoping it landed on, like, the Emperor's, like, room or something. It didn't. This one dude is just after me. I don't know. Oh, there's the other one. I can see him. I was actually kind of, like, examining the Ghost Leviathans because I never got a close-up look at them. But, yeah, I eventually left that prawn suit and went to the caves. The magma caves. I can't talk. But accidentally stumbled upon her room, which is terrifying on the outside because this all happens. And that happened. It startled me. And as you're going to soon see, some even more broke-ass son of a shite happens. I will cut back when it happens because I left the game to go, like, do some chores and eat or something. So I'm gonna kind of talk about what's going on right now. That one crooked chunk, never rendered, and neither did her, like, eggs, or the platform barely rendered, which also threw me off because why wasn't it rendering? I don't know why it wouldn't. I even have the portal open. The portal is active, but she's back up and everything de-rendered. I'm gonna cut back to... Oh, wait, no, I think this is a good spot. No, it don't happen yet. I'm trying to avoid the cave so I don't go right through the floor. One take, everything. If I mess up something, oh well. Anyway, my stomach's not agreeing with me right now. I am dying. But anyway, I'll cut back to what I'm going to talk about in a second. So here's another chunk pop. Oh, here's me going into the room. Oh, okay, I don't pause yet. Here's me going into the room and going up to her because I was confused on why she was sitting back up, because I could have sworn... Yeah, the portal's open, you can see it. I had beaten the game in creative, Like, you saw my rocket and everything. I beat the game. I was good to go. But for some reason, her platform only half rendered. I took a look at it underneath because I was curious. But as you can see, it's only half rendered. Come on, did I really? Okay, hold on. I'll cut back to like a slowed down zoom in on the platform. Quick chatter, but as you can see, it's half rendered. The cube is gone, but its little piece is. The eggs don't show up, and neither does the terminal. Just its little light. Okay, I think we're at the point, ladies and gentlemen. Here's me going into the hole and backing up and scaring the hell out of myself because everything on the ground to her went full black except for lights, which I took a screenshot of. I think that's because that's the thumbnail. Here, real quick, made video, people. Low effort. I have no choice. This is literally going to be like a 15-minute video or something. I don't know how long this is going to be at the end because apparently I just have that much sodding footage. But like I'm saying, I scared myself, blah blah blah. I almost went into the wall there, which would have gotten me stuck into the game, and I would have had to redo everything. But here's me flying up. I think this is the point where I pause. Probably not. Here's me actually being confused on why I can't go up. Apparently there's like a floor level there for her base. For her base. Accent, come on in. And so I do believe this is the point where I pause. I'm actually following down a wall, which is only one-sided. So I'll cut back once I've left that wall. Okay, so I forgot to record me going up the other end of the wall, but here's me doing something stupid. You can drive your fecking Seamoth into the thing, the water wall, but you can't go through the other walls because they're actually a lot thicker. So here I am, realizing this, thinking it's awesome, not being too surprised because I just went through a lot of it with like the first 2 episodes, so, or parts, yeah, 2 parts, and I tried to put a fabricator down on the wall, but I realized I had to build a base, so I just said, boom, hatch, cool, I'm done inside, and then a fabricator. Why? Because I needed tablets, and I didn't have any on me, or none blue, at least, so, I'll come back when I've gone through all the doors. So here's me flying in the base. Yeah. And I'm gonna cut ahead after I realize that there's a wall here. You can't actually go in between that, which is, you know, fair enough. No one's ever gonna get to there unless they figure this out. Welcome to the PlayStation 4. And you whoop-de-doo. I'll come back when I show you something very interesting about the flying Seamoth glitch. So here we are, flying through another door, and once we get to here, gravity reactivates and I fall into the water. I don't know why, but it does. And I realize I can't fly anymore, so I just go back down to her, say hello, and then when I come down closer, I realize that chunk is not loading, and neither is the platform. So I actually like go up to her, and I was curious. I was like, I wonder if I could hurt her or something. So I get up there, pull out my knife, and I start swinging. And she's doing, like, stone effects. Apparently she is indeed a scenery object. Well, I mean, it would be obvious, other than her being majestic and beautiful. Mwah, love you, mama. But, fucking, yeah, she's a scenery object. She is pure stone. And I also was confused by this floating broken piece of terrain, because I never noticed if that was like that normally or glitched or something. And so here I am, just going through doing stupid stuff. I'll cut back when something interesting's going on, other than the water freaking out right here. Here's me coming out of the floor. And I was actually curious because I'd never actually gone up to the Sea Emperors, only Big Mama behind me. So I was actually curious if they had a visual difference, and they very much do. Except he is actually still hostile towards me, Or, oh, fuck off, Alon. All the Reapers are... The Leviathans are the only things hostile towards you in creative mode, which is bizarre. But yeah, he started attacking me. And he's a very different looking creature. A much uglier look, by the way. Mama's the pretty one, and her children are pretty as well. And here I am going through the water wall again. And also realizing that everything in this game, once it re-renders, reanimates. The cannon shutting down, the doors closing, or opening. But yeah, here I am flying through again. And this time, once I got back to the back room, I wanted to see if I could avoid the gravity pull. Or the regravitization. Yeah, sure, that works. And so I tried to go up here and try and see if I can go in between the little pillars. And no, I can't. I tried to squeeze in between them, because you can go in here, but you can't turn. Because your Seamoth is just too dummy thick. I'm sorry. One take recordings, people. And so, yeah, you can't fit between it. So I tried to, like, once I backed out, I tried to... phlegm. I tried to, like, sneak just above it, see if it would work. So I just barely lowered, tried to wiggle my way through. It was working so far, till I hit there, and I beached it onto the floor. So I tried to spin, see if it would go back into the water. It wasn't moving. I was sad. And I tried to make a vehicle bay in here. It didn't work. It wouldn't let me place it, so there be it, peoples. Tried to propulsion cannon it, but it wouldn't pick it up. So that was that. Let's move on to the next. So here's what that wall looks like I mentioned earlier. And I also discovered that during all this, the base and the Aurora are pretty much aligned with each other. Her base is under the Aurora. Speaking of the Aurora, here is an underbelly drive of the Aurora. I had to do this all by sea glide because I beached my last Seamoth, and there was no other ones near me. So yeah, here's me going to the broken fin. Actually, as you see me going towards it, you can see me going to the fins. I didn't really look at the bottom of the Aurora itself, mainly because it's nighttime. You wouldn't really be able to see it. So there's the fixed fin. Actually still has lights on the end. I don't know why. It's like, it's almost as if this model is the same model they use for the small figure you can get, or you find. I'm hoping that's not the case, because that's more or less just lazy. But then again, the limitations on the PS4 versus PC, so they probably had to, which makes me feel a bit bad, because they... Actually, I don't think that would be the case at all. I think because they are two different models, one's clean, one's destroyed, I think they just made a really low resolution. What the fuck? Why am I stopping? What am I doing? Am I going through porn? What am I doing? Why am I... Why have I stopped? Why have I stopped moving? I'm trying to do a commentary. Come on, man. You gotta keep going. I'll come back when I move. I literally say that and I start moving. Okay. Right, so here I am going to the broken fin, which is this right here. I was actually surprised that the other fin was a broken fin, even though it was more low res than the full fin. Full fin? Yeah, full fin, half fin. I'll say that. Both are transparent modeling. I don't know what I'm talking about. But this one also had a light on it. That or an ember. I don't know which one that is. I think that's a light. Looks kind of like the other, the full fins lights. And I just started driving down the end of, along with the bottom of the Aurora, see if there's anything else down there. And I found a hole that lets me see the inside of the Aurora, or the inside of the scenery Aurora. And that's all I really did. I also got to see a bit of the bottom of the Aurora, which is something we couldn't see in the last episode, going through the terrain that's inside, because there is indeed practically an entire island under and in the Aurora. So I still call it Reaper Island because there's what, 4 or 5 Reapers surrounding the back ends of the, or there's one at the front, 2 on the side, and 2 in the back. So there's 5 Reapers surrounding the entirety of the Aurora. Yeah, there's 2 in the back. I'm lucky I got away with the 1 in that one episode, but there are 2. Imagine my fear when I was like, oh, I'm glad that second one didn't come for me. I would have been a dead man right then and there. Oh, no, no. Here's me coming out of the ground. Or me cutting to... Oh, yeah. This was interesting. What I had done is, on accident, I was curious on what was beyond the sodding map. So what I did is I just kept driving, and I discovered the ghost leviathans will stop following you at one point, and if you go down at a certain distance away, well, I'm not spoiling that bit. I'll come back when it happens. I have deceived you. I return to show you something fascinating that happened to me. Now, I don't know if this happens normally, but if you look at the visor, like the goggles corners, they're really intensively shaking, and it didn't play. Every now and again, you'll hear, like, ghost leviathan sounds. I don't know why. Because, oh my god, look at how far I am from the island. I was 5,000 meters away? I don't know how many that is in miles. Anyway, but I just kept going. And I discovered that the visor was, the, like, water effect on the visor was shaking really intensively. And I don't know if that normally happens throughout the game, but that's what I noticed. So I took a quick recording of it, and there you go. Here's me continuing off. I'll come back when it happens. Here I am again. The visor got a little worse, and here's me actually trying to build out here, see if I could. Obviously I couldn't, because there was no ground nowhere near, so, you know, duh. But look at how far I am from the island. I think at this point I was 6,000 away. And the visor was intense. So, I just wanted to quickly show that. You can't bug it and build a base out in the middle of void, nothing, nowhere. Oh, there's a cut. Splish, splash. I was taking a bath. Here I am again. I wanted to cut and show this, like, cinematic view of nothing but water. And also show you I was, like, almost 7,000 away. Oh, yeah, the recording corrupted the first time. That's really that's really frustrating. Oh, so here's a scene of one of the Emperor's children, which is even more bizarre, because, again, you saw her sitting up and looking down. She wasn't dying. There was also a missing chunk of it in front of her. But there's one of her kids to prove that I did it. And here's me trying attempt 2. So, I wanted to show y'all that if once you get far enough from the island, watch. Boom. They all just leave. Also, the cap for ghosts coming at you is 3, but once you get roughly 2,000 away, I do believe, they just turn around and stop following you, and you'll be left with nothing. So let me cut to the point of this snippet. Here we are, finally the end of part 3. We're good. We're about 7,000 from the island. Meters, miles, I don't know. But you just go down, and once you hit 80 meters under sea level, you just teleport back to the center of... Well, actually, it's like right behind where you spawn in the game, right there. So I want to thank you. I'm sorry if you can hear cars in the background. I literally just did this one take. It's really hot, so my windows are open. I want to thank you for watching these 3 parts. If you did, I actually don't know. But here we are. Part 3 of apparently the pilot to Game Breaks. This has been real fun, a real fun experience, all in all. And I've actually put more editing into these videos than I have for good most of anything else, except for subtitling, because I am not sitting down and subtitling these 3 episodes. No way.